All right, what up, guys? So this is a video kind of just explaining how the Rain of Arrows build works. I've had a couple of people ask me for a build guide, so this is somewhat of a build guide, but my build is not really much different than other people's builds. It's kind of hard to do this season, it seems like, taking a build that's good and just kind of improving on it because people have gotten good about it. I was really late into this season. Also, there's so many extra Paragon points that you're not really having to optimize much. Um, but there's some people, I guess, that don't understand necessarily how the build works or exactly what items are needed for the build to function, and like what items are um, just so there's certain items that give you more damage, and then there's certain items obviously that you have to have in order for the build to actually work properly. And we're just gonna kind of get into that part of it more. We'll do a whole build guide and like show all aspects of them. And my build's not completely optimized, but I'll tell you what's optimized, that kind of thing. Um, but let's see, where do we want to start out at? Because I always end up starting somewhere and needing to go somewhere else to explain how it works instead of go through the list. So just bear with me. We might kind of bounce all over the place here. Let's start out with Word of Hakan. Uh, this amulet is required for the build to work because this is what gives you your rain of arrows and insane cooldown, the chance to deal double damage, and a lot of its damage comes from the fact that you have all imbuements. So Word of Hakan, absolutely necessary. You need your rain of arrows cooldown to be under 10 seconds. This says 10.25, but I'm in town. When I leave town, it's like 9.4 or something like that. It needs to be under 10 seconds for the build to function because you need, when you cast Barrage, you need it to knock off 5 seconds twice every Barrage cast, which we'll get into that here in a second. What makes it do that is Beastfall Boots. And here's something that you absolutely need is you need GA maximum resource. The rest of them don't really matter that much. The ultimate cooldown reduction helps get you under 10 seconds, like we were just talking about a second ago. The actual part of it where it's like whenever you cast an ultimate skill, your next core skill, that doesn't matter. That can be whatever. What matters is maximum resource, and then I want movement speed just because I want to move faster. And your maximum resource, you have to double crit it whenever you are master working it. You need to hit 50 maximum resource. And the reason you need to hit 50 maximum resource is whenever you cast barrage, or you need to cast your rain of arrows. Okay, you need to cast barrage, and it will consume all of your resource. All of your resource will be 150 as long as you have plus 50 max resource at least. And it will work with preparation when every 75 energy you spend will reduce your ultimate skills cooldown by 5 seconds. So pretty much by having 150, as long as your rain of arrows cooldown is 10 seconds or less, you'll reset every single time, which is how you can spam. I should probably be at somewhere where I can actually, like, demonstrate. I could restart, but instead I'll just make you guys wait just a few moments here. Yeah, we're like 3 minutes in. I don't want to do all the restarting and stuff. I'm a low effort video editor. I don't want to go into the editor or anything like that. I have to restart. It sounds horrible. I don't know if you guys hear my kiddo over there laughing. Okay. So essentially, fire, rain of arrows. So then when you cast barrage, it'll use all of your resource. And when you use 150 resource, it'll reset rain of arrows. You can cast again, and you can just go back and forth with it. Pretty simple. I feel like there's something that I'm missing. That's why I'm umming a lot here. I don't think so. Well, Cal the Nameless, that's the helm that everybody uses. You could get away with like an air perdition. The air perdition just doesn't have anything other than the movement speed and the aspect that matters. But to be honest, the only thing that matters on here is unstable elixirs and trick attacks, which both give you damage. But having triple crit on trick attacks just gives you a slight bit more damage. And of course, try to false death. You would want all stats. So this matters right here. So lucky hit, chance to freeze. You have frostbitten and also damage to CC that makes it where you want them to freeze, and where you hit them so many times with rain of arrows, it will pretty much always freeze your enemies. I mean, I don't think I've ever, not frozen an enemy. I lost where I'm at. So lucky hit, chance to freeze, absolutely necessary. Dex, critical strike damage. Where I have attack speed, you could get away with something else. I want attack speed because I just want to make sure that I'm capped. I don't have capped resources without an incense. That's another thing with my particular build. You would also want to crit damage to distant, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't think it matters all that much. And I mean, the imprint is kind of like self-explanatory. Casting an ultimate skill increases your ultimate damage up to 100%, and at 10 stacks your cooldown's reset. Yeah, that's another thing with like preparation too, is all of your stuff doesn't really matter. It will all reset when you cast. That's how people just like move around a lot. Get 2 dashes, 2 dashes, 2 dashes. So the build's really mobile. We have frostbitten on the pants. We were just talking about that. Do the 30% increased critical strike damage against frozen or stunned. That's why I have chance to stun on here. Some people put second wind. That just give you more barrier, but I don't want to do all that. I have to get new pants, you know. But I have max life on here. The best roll would actually be Dex, because the 600 max life doesn't really matter. But these are just the pants that I got. Armor, resistance to all elements, and what is my resistance? Yeah, see, my resistances aren't capped here. So what I end up doing is using soothing spices with advantage, so I get attack speed, and this will cap me out. You should be able to craft so many too that it's not really gonna matter. Having to do that. So you want Zan cast an ultimate skill. Who would have thought? And gain +1 to all skills for 10 seconds. You get up to +3 on your rain of arrows. It just gives you more damage. And then Pock and Om obviously just gives you more damage as well. I think we've gone, and things that are required. You don't need the common Eldritch Witch powers or the growth and decay. Those just give you more damage, but what is required is this. You need your ultimate skills to turn into growth and decay. And that reason you need that is to work with Purging Touch. There we go. And Shaken Soul. And this gets buffed by the common Eldritch power. And Aura Specialization just gives you extra critical strike damage. This just gives you extra stats, and technically you want to be using Aura of... It's like Aura, I think it's this Aura, if I'm not mistaken. No. I hate trying to find this stuff. Or the Laminate. But if you do that, you have to find another way to get 3... No, we don't need 3, do we? Sorry, I was thinking about core skills. Yeah, this one doesn't have a, if you have to have this amount, so that part doesn't actually matter. Scratch that. Or the Laminate's technically better. I just use this because I've always used it. Shaken Soul is required because this is the only way that we have to make them vulnerable. Purging Touch does a lot of extra damage. I think all of this stuff just kind of does extra damage. And you can do whatever you want here. This is just the best option. I mean, you could do the Tornado if you wanted to. I don't think it really matters that much. Let's see here. You just do emeralds for everything. I'm trying to make sure I hit all... I keep umming a lot. I'm trying to make sure that this video is just spur of the moment. I'm waiting on my food to cook. I am just trying to make sure that we definitely hit all the points that are required for the build to work. So far we have, you need the Word of Hakan, you need the Beastfall Boots, you need the GA on the resource, and to get it to 50, so you have to double crit it. All this other stuff just adds damage. You can read how it adds damage, so that doesn't really matter all that much. You do need, this is required, casting ultimate skill restores primary resource. You could technically put it on both. I have it on one and it works perfectly fine, as you can see. It doesn't hinder me at all. I got bricked here with Rain of Arrows cooldown reduction and damage instead of damage distance, but um, this is required. At least casting ultimate skill restores resource on at least one of them. I think that's it for everything that's required for the build to function. Um, we'll go over the rest of the stuff too. Obviously, preparation, you have to have that. Mercenaries, none of this stuff over here works. You need to come over here, and plus this helps with our resistance to all elements. Come down through here, and this just, you deal extra damage. Over here, this stuff matters with like core skills, and this is just bad. Reinforcement, the reason we use Verena, obviously, is she gives you 10% attack speed whenever she bloodthirsts. Abilities-wise, I don't think there's anything that matters too much. You don't need anything in a poison imbuement, but this will make them take increased non-physical damage. This right here makes them take 20% damage when they're frozen. That's also why you need chance to freeze, and it just does 20% damage to crowd control. Period. The reason we have stun on the pants too is trick attack. I do believe. Yep. Dazing or stunning an enemy increases your critical strike damage by 20%. Definitely want that. Yeah. That's really it. This is required, second wind, because that barrier helps keep you alive. That's why some people put ranks to second wind. I haven't had a problem with it since I started actually having my resistances capped and all of that. As many points into precision is cool. Not points into precision, sorry. Like, you want to get that number up. That's why I like having extra critical strike damage. But it seems to be like damage to distance seems to be the best. I didn't mean points into precision. Obviously, you only have one. But Paragon wise, it's extra damage, extra damage, extra damage, extra damage. There's nothing that like is required to make builds function. You just want to make sure you hit all of your attack speeds that you can, all your resistances that you can. Right now I'm working towards this damage reduction from close. You can go here and get this stuff if you want to. This will probably be the goal afterwards. This is really all I have left, as you can see. Dodge chance, I guess I should go for that. Anything that's like over here, like these cooldowns, you don't need that because you reset all the time. This just gives you damage reduction. Put some stuff here for damage to trap enemies. I'm kind of just giving you guys an idea of what to do if you are stuck. All right. Anyway, though, we have control in the starter board. I just realized that this is also going to be a build guide video. Headhunter and tricks of the trade. If you're not quite where I am at, you don't need to fill all of this up. You just need to make sure you hit your 25. You can get rid of some of these flat damages. You want to make sure you definitely get the resistances, though. Definitely want to get the armor and stuff over here. This up here, you don't have to get it off rip, but you do want to get this stuff over here because damage to distance does matter because you were just not right up on your enemies for the most part. Coming through over here, we got combat in here. This I would focus on more than this. This matters more for its effect, but this definitely matters more for increasing critical strike damage to get more damage from precision and just do more critical strike damage in general. Making sure you grab all these ultimate damage to the ultimates. This will cap out before. So like I don't think you need the last two, like these two right here. If you have enough points, obviously you want to do it because it's just more damage, but you'll still hit the cap on this when you grab this stuff over here, which matters because it has attack speed. Coming down through here is devious. Some people run canny. I don't know which one technically does more damage. I've just always used devious, but people use canny because all of the imbuements. Some people also get rid of this right here, deadly ambush. We have versatility in here. You get rid of deadly ambush because this requires you to throw your caltrops at something to do the damage. So people put Eldritch Bounty so that because you gotta remember every time you fire a rain of arrows, they're imbued with everything, blah blah blah. But since they're imbued, you'll get the bonus from Eldritch Bounty. I don't know if that outdoes the trap skills. I don't think so because caltrops itself also, which I guess you could also just use caltrops without having that. So never mind, scratch that. If you want to do whatever you want, this build's kind of just busted either way. I'm like 90% optimized, but not like fully where I'd want to be at, and I just tear through everything. I think that's really it though. I would focus on definitely grabbing your resistance to fall elements as fast as possible whenever you get to that board. Like if you get right here, go this way before you go this way. Go this way if you have to before you go this way, type of thing. Other than that though, I think we're chill. Am I crazy? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, no, it's the same. I'm just crazy. I think that is it. I know this video's kind of been all over the place. I'm just was not prepared, but we're still gonna upload it anyway because super lazy over here. Went over Witchcraft. Went over all the socketables. All right, yeah, we're done. Look at that. Key points though. Remember to pop your soothing spices and your elixir of advantage if you have the same build as if you have the same idea as me. Like if you don't want to put resistance to all elements on here. Yep, that's it. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I promise most of my videos aren't usually all over the place. I'm usually far more prepared. I was just thinking, what can I do? Because I'm bored right now. What can I put out there? And I got 50 minutes before my dinner is done in the oven, so here we are. Thank you for watching though.